As I said earlier, you use a standard post or standard video post to target your existing audience. So let's look at Insta Stories if you are not familiar with that. So these are short clips. They are maximum 10 seconds long. They are clipped together, and you can do as many as you want, and they are available for 24 hours. But you can actually pin these clips to the top, and they stay permanently there. Stories need to be authentic, therefore best for behind the scenes and time-sensitive announcements like giveaways, last-minute deals, or new NFT drops. I recommend you do that because you can actually repurpose these on different platforms, and they work well. And what we've seen is you get pretty good engagement on stories, better than on post or standard post, image post or video post. Now, InstaReel is not available globally yet. It's a new short video feature. It's really similar to TikTok. Really, it's just to counter TikTok's popularity. 60-second long. You can add visual effects, music, text, etc. And it's great for attracting new audiences. So if it's available in your country, I suggest you use this because it will allow you to reach out to new audiences. And it's great for educational content, really, and behind the scene videos again. Now, IGTV, I highly recommend you do that because it is perfect for discovering new audiences or attracting new audiences. It's long form content. It's 15 minutes, up to 15 minutes if your post is on a mobile device, or 60 minutes on desktop. It can be used for content that doesn't fit the previous formats. For example, video is longer than 3 minutes, then probably the IGTV is best for you. And it is similar to YouTube or other long-form content platforms. On IGTV, you can broadcast more in-depth reviews, behind-the-scene videos, interviews, and similar content. Now, when is the best time to post on Instagram? Now, let's look at the global best times. So again, we see a nice spread, but it concentrates here, which is, as you can see, during the weekday and during the day. So it's quite interesting where you see Twitter and the other platforms, actually Facebook as well. You see morning activity and then evening activity. Here with Instagram, you see middle of the day activity when people are on lunch break or they are going somewhere. This is when they want to share, what happened with them during the day. The best day to post on Instagram is Tuesday, and the worst day, interestingly, Sunday. And here are the times if you want specifically what the best time to post on Reels, for example. So this is a simple post, and these are Reels. I don't have statistics for all different formats, but that should be enough. This gives you a nice understanding of when the content are consumed. I assume you have this difference because the different types of content is a longer form content, perhaps in the evening and early morning are more popular. Okay, let's look at the website to-do list. I think it's quite important, and I'm going to show you this artist website as well, because I think it's pretty neatly and really well done. So you need a simple website. You do not need to overcomplicate it. It's just your portfolio, okay? And you need just some basic pages. You don't need more than that. I think what I want to mention here, you need to add Google Analytics to your account. You might want to ask a favor from someone who understands understand Google Analytics, because you need to track your visitors. You need to understand who comes to your website, where they come from, how long they stay there for, etc. Use a professional service if you can't build your own website. These days, it is quite easy to actually build a simple WordPress website. This is a WordPress website as well, for example. So you can easily create your own website. But to be honest with you, a simple gallery site shouldn't be more than 500 to 1,500 US dollars. And websites with e-commerce capabilities should be a little bit more, so 1,000, 2,500 US dollars. Your website alone won't sell your NFTs, but will tell your full story, which we said earlier. Here you can put everything about you, all your portfolio, all your social media links, and more. So and it doesn't cost a lot to run a website. It takes a few weeks to create, so I highly recommend, if you don't have a website, you go on and create one. And you can go and get inspiration from this website. You can see artist website list, and you can see different types of layouts. So here we are on this artist website. As you can see, a very easy and very visual website. He displays the NFT sticker where the artwork is available as NFTs, and a quick about section tells about you, and this is where you really tell a full story about you and where you've come from and what you want to achieve. Here you have the gallery, and the gallery is just as a nice way to categorize all your works, and so people can filter. People can filter price ranges as well. So this is where the e-commerce comes in, because standard WordPress won't be able to do that for you. So you need to have a WooCommerce plugin that allows you to manage this part of your website. So essentially sell products. You can put exhibitions, press release, and of course contact form. So that's it really, a nice and simple website that works seamlessly. So let's look at TikTok and the TikTok to-do list. As I said, I have not used TikTok before, but that shouldn't stop you from actually trying out TikTok. I can't wait actually to find an artist who I can work with on TikTok, but you do need to create some fast-moving and funny content. So globally, it is the fastest growing social media platform, over 2 billion downloads globally, and the majority of this audience is quite young. So right up your street when it comes to your target audience. TikTok is about videos, of course. Best format here is educational and behind-the-scene videos. You can find inspiration here. Actually, TikTok provides pretty good guide on what works well on TikTok. Videos need to be fast-paced and dynamic to capture attention, and it's really hard to capture attention these days, especially for this young audience. Duets and stitches are the most popular types of content. You can learn about these different types of content through these links. The main differences between Stitch and Duet is the Stitch allows people to use existing videos inside the new video, as opposed to Duet splits and shares the screen between the repurposed video and the video content. You know, when you split the screen, I think these are quite popular these days when people respond to other people's TikToks. Now, what is the best time to actually post on TikToks? You'll see these are global times. It spreads out throughout the day. Monday, 6 a.m., 10 a.m., and 10 p.m. And then you have all the other days. I find it quite interesting to look here. It's 9 a.m. So these are global best times. So you need to translate the EST onto your time. I find extremely weird that it's 5 a.m. the best time on Friday. I would question that research, to be honest. But nevertheless, TikTok is a new platform that changes constantly, so you have to try new ways of engaging, and you have to try times that works best for you. So maybe these times are not particularly good, but this is a good starting point. So you can start from here. Okay, and finally we have the good old YouTube. I love YouTube. I love the platform. I think it's great. And I think it's great for NFT artists as well. So use this as your video depository. Whatever you film, whatever you create, just make sure you upload it there. You can so easily repurpose stuff from YouTube. So don't miss that opportunity. Use it for intro and behind the scenes videos. That should be your go-to place when you create these type of content, and from there you actually reshare on the other platforms as well. Keep the video short, 1 to 3 minutes. You can of course do longer as well if you have an interview with someone, but I would recommend for long formats that you create a long format because some people will like that. Like this guy actually saying, he created this 13-minute long video. So you create a long version and a shorter version as well. So people can actually go and visit your long form if they really liked your short version. It's important to say that you need to add royalty-free music to your videos, or royalty-free stock videos, because you get banned. It's nice to have a little music in the background when you talk about something, but this needs to be royalty-free. You can just go and Google royalty-free music, and you'll find plenty of websites that allows you to download and use their music for free. Now, for video editing, just use Windows Video Editor or iMovie. I used iMovie a lot for video editing, and it's just perfect. You don't need anything better than that, really. So let's see the best times on YouTube. So according to these guys again, the best times are highlighted here. Which is the best days are Thursday, Friday, and when you definitely don't want to post on YouTube is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, interestingly. And here are the best times. And if you decide to choose on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, then you want to focus on these times. Okay, so let's look at the section summary here. So you need to pick the right channels, and you need to prioritize the right channels, which we've done already. You need to use your time effectively. So I shared with you the best time to post. Also, you need to use the right format when it comes to the different channels. Different formats attract different types of audience as well, so you need to be aware of that, and use the right content for the different channels. With this, we conclude the social media plus website section. I hope you found it interesting and informative, and let's move on to the next section. Organic marketing will only get you so far, so you might want to try some paid influencer marketing or paid PR marketing. They work extremely well because they are trusted by the audience. There's a slight issue with this. They do cost some money though. Unless of course you can do some collaborative work with an influencer, but most people won't be able to do that. So the shortcut to that is to pay a PR network or pay an influencer. So PR can give you a wide reach across the entire internet. And you can also tailor your efforts to specific markets or specific industries. And if your story is very engaging, then you might get picked up by a journalist who can take your story even further. And of course, all this is to increase your profile as an NFT artist, because when a credible website publishes your work and publishes your opinion piece, that immediately gives you credibility, which can then be translated into more traffic, more attention, and then sales. So influencers are like mini PR networks. Well, it really depends on the influencer, because some influencers have bigger reach than most PR networks, but they are out of our reach probably when it comes to budget. So what I recommend here is to focus on micro influencers. They are quite cost effective and they work extremely well. Let's look at them. Okay guys, so let's look at online PR in little more detail. So if you want to stand out from the crowded social media channels, you want to put your name out there across the entire internet essentially. And the best way to do that to go through two methods. One is the online PR, the other is the handpicked website. This is where you want to publish your news release or opinion piece or just news about yourself really. So let's look at these and what are the pros and cons when it comes to PR. Should you choose a PR distribution platform, or maybe you need to handpick a couple of websites that you want to work with. So essentially what you get when you work with a distribution network, and I'm going to show you in a second what a distribution network looks like, you get a large reach. And it is quite cost effective when you look at the reach and how far your article can go. And it's perfect for SEO. So SEO stands for search engine optimization. Essentially how you rank in a search engine. So if you want to optimize towards, let's say I had a client who wanted to run an NFT conference, then you want to rank for the keyword NFT conference in Google. So this method of online PR distribution actually really good for SEO. Now let's look at the cons. So the cons are really, you don't really have control over where your article will be displayed. And this may be concern for some people, but once your article out there, once your news out there, any website can pick it up and publish it. And there's no control over how your article will look like. This is just the nature of the internet, really. You can't control how other websites will display your video or picture or your article. So I'll show you an example later what a PR release looks like, and what the issues could be around the article and when it gets published. So let's look at the hand-picked websites. So here, what's great about this is that it is much better quality and you are in a controlled environment because you are working with hand-picked publishers. Your article will be displayed as you designed, so you agree in advance with the website. Let's say Cointelegraph is a good example, and you design together your article and it gets displayed as you imagined and as you agreed, and nothing gets modified. Now the issue here is versus the online PR distribution. It has a high reach, so it can reach millions of people, whereas this one is a little bit lower, of course, because you're working with a single website. It's not very cost effective when you consider reach. So if I look at spend here, I spend £1,000 or $1,000 here, and I get, let's say, 12 million reach. Here, maybe you spend equal amount, but you'll only get maybe 50,000. But the quality is going to be different. right? So both have pros and cons. So you need to understand whether your article actually is more for the public or more for a specific audience. That will decide what you want to pick. So if it's really just NFT and crypto related, you might want to start working with these people. If you have a wider message, you want to address environmental issues with your NFTs, then perhaps this is a better choice for you. Now, let's look at these platforms. Some of these platforms. So the gold standard and what most agencies use as well is PR Newswire. I'm going to show you how they work and what you get from them when you work with these guys. And there are multiple others. So I just listed a few that I would recommend. And you go and contact these platforms and inquire about their pricing, essentially, and what they provide. Typically, what you can talk to them about is their audience, who they can reach, and who's the best fit for you and what you want to achieve. What's their network reach for this particular audience? Of course, you need to check pricing as well. You want to check what features are available on their platform. Can you include a video? Can you include social media links? Can you directly link to OpenSea, for example? And of course, you need to ask what you're going to tell me when I publish my article. What will I get back? How am I going to analyze the success of my campaign? So you have to ask for reporting and analytics. These are really important. So let's look at an article that was published on PR Newswire, and let's see how it looks like. So here we are with one of the articles that we published for NFT Deb, which was a generative NFT conference in Europe. Well, it was for a global audience, but it was Europe's first generative NFT hackathon and online conference. So this is what an article looks like. You have a nice big header, you display your art piece or other information that is necessary, and then you put a couple of images and videos to make it stand out, to make it a little bit more immersive. You add social media elements to it, and then contact details, etc. So this is one good example of a PR release. And once this article gets published, you get a visibility report, and the visibility report will tell you where your article was published, on what type of website, what type of audience you reached, how many websites, and of course, picked up your article, how many tweets happened or social media shares. So there's quite a lot of information that you will get out of it, and you can then assess the success of your campaign. So let's look at now the handpicked websites that you want to work with. So there are multiple publications out there in the NFT space, but you don't just need to look at the NFT space, you need to look at the entire crypto space, because they all belong together, right? As we said earlier. So these are some of the best platforms you want to look at. Cointelegraph, which you see here on the left-hand side, demoing the sponsored articles that they can do for you. And there are multiple other sites, so I recommend you go and check out these different options. So these are the best platforms. Best platform also means that they are the most expensive platforms, perhaps, but there are some alternatives that you want to check out. It really depends on your budget again. So let's have a look at Cointelegraph and how they display the PR releases. So here we are on Cointelegraph, and I've just visited the NFT news section, and here straight away, if you scroll down, you can see that there's a sponsored article here that was published 19 hours ago. And what you see here is obviously the article and a nice little video And of course, here you see how many people actually viewed this article. And it's pretty healthy, almost 12,000 people and 20 shares. So I would say this article is pretty popular, and but of course when you compare this to a PR distribution network and the numbers that they generate, it's not going to be comparable, because you're going to get a much larger number. But this audience who comes to Cointelegraph or similar crypto or NFT related websites will be super targeted, and these guys really want to engage with your content. So I think you need to measure this up as well. Again, as I said, do you want to reach a larger audience because you have a bigger thing to say, or you want to focus on this core audience and you want to just communicate to them? Now, the next subject I want to talk about is, of course, influencers. So I want to share with you a few facts about influencer marketing. If you find the right influencer, it can do magic to you and your brand and your NFT sales, because these guys worked really hard to attract specific audiences, and when they publish something to their audiences, they trust these guys, these influencers. Well, most of them do, some don't. But you get access to this engaged, highly targeted audience. Now, there are, of course, challenges when it comes to influencer marketing. It's really hard to measure the impact. And what I mean by that, if you publish a banner online or start search advertising, someone clicks on your ad, goes into your website and buys something, it's easy to measure because I can show the user journey, I can track the user journey. Here, I can't really track the user journey. So I don't know, if I work with 5 influencers, I am not sure who's actually referring the buyers and who's just wasting my money. So that's what we mean by hard to measure. So I recommend you start slowly and you start working with individual influencers and wait for the result to come, and then make a decision. Don't start working with multiple influencers, because you won't be able to assess whether it's working for you or not. Of course, we have issues with fake influencers, and I think I showed you a good example previously where an account had 500,000 followers, but they don't follow anyone. So watch out for these signs. There are platforms that allow you to check if an account is fake or not by looking at certain metrics, such as account engagement rate or other factors. So do take some time to check out these different metrics before you start working with an influencer. Now, this is quite interesting. So brands use micro influencers 10 times more than mega influencers. So the difference between micro and mega is that micro influencers have a smaller audience, typically below 500,000 people, and mega influencers have over 500,000 people as a follower. Now, let's look at these challenges. So what a chief influencer marketing, and in this case you are the chief influencer marketing, so what are the challenges that you may face? So spotting fake follower engagement and inauthentic engagement. So this is what I just mentioned. So filtering fake out is increasingly more difficult. So social algorithm changes make content less visible. So why Facebook became again such a successful company, because how it works is when you publish something on your company's Facebook page, for example, that only 1% of your followers will see your post. 99% won't see your post. So you are almost forced to go and advertise your company in order to reach larger amount of people. It is because this is how their algorithm, this is how the technology works. It restricts the organic posts. Unfortunately, this is how it works. But then again, they had to also make these changes because there's so much content out there. They have to filter out what to show you and what not to show you. But of course, when they make these changes, they think about their revenue, and what's driving their revenue is their advertising, right? Okay, so you see all the other different challenges that you might face when it comes to influencer marketing. So take some time to read these, and perhaps you want to go and do a little bit more research on these, specifically the fake accounts, because that will have the biggest influence on your campaign. Now, let's look at some of the platforms that I would recommend you to try if you have a budget to run influencer marketing campaign. That then you don't have to go directly to an influencer and knock on their doors. There are multiple websites that you can use. They aggregate influencers. So you can just go and visit these sites. Again, I have no affiliation to any of these websites, but they are pretty good at doing what they promise, which is give you access to a large influencer base. You can filter what you want to do. So you go onto these platforms and say you want someone in technology or NFT or crypto, and then they only show you the ones that are active within that specific vertical. And then you can go on and do other filters, age or country, etc. So go ahead and check some of these platforms out and see what they can offer you. Now let's summarize this section. This was a fast section. It was really quick. We've gone through actually PR and influencer marketing at this level. What we want to achieve is not super complicated. Of course, you can take everything to the next level and the higher level, but for us, what we want to achieve now, it is perfect. So use PR to reach wider group of people, to gain credibility through websites with high authority. So with your PR, what you want to achieve is your article gets published on prominent websites. Cointelegraph is a quite prominent website, so that will gain credibility straight away. But you have to decide who you want to work with. You want to work with a PR distribution platform, or you want to work directly with handpicked websites. Influencers are best to target specific groups. These people are highly engaged, and they can do magic to you, to your personal brand, and to your sales as well. Handpick sites or influencers if you have time to research their audience and reach. So if you find a website or if you find an influencer that resonates with you, then go and reach out and ask them how you can work together. But it can be time consuming. Why I recommended the PR and PR distribution network and those websites that I listed there, and also the influencer platforms, that these guys aggregate what's on offer, so you don't miss any opportunities. So go ahead and check out the links and check out the websites. And if you have some budget, then I recommend you run a test campaign, run a smaller campaign. Don't start with big, start with small and learn, because learning is part of the whole journey. Content is king. Bill Gates coined this term in 1996. He, the visionary, understood that content will play a pivotal role in our society. And content is everything, really, when it comes to marketing. without content, there's nothing to tell, there's nothing to communicate, there's nothing to talk about. And this is where you'll be spending most of your time actually, creating engaging content. Each platform requires a slight different approach, but overall, one cohesive story should come across. One story. Content marketing is a strategy that focuses on actually creating and sharing engaging content. To create content that people want to consume is very, very difficult actually. They have to get something out of it. Why I cannot give you exact advice on what to create and how to tell your story. I can give you some tips, perhaps, and maybe tools as well to tell your story better. So let's look at some of the tips that I'd like to share with you when it comes to creating engaging and fast content. So the first would be to create short videos of your artwork behind the scenes, for example, work extremely well. They are very engaging. People love to see how you create and what's your secret really. And work in progress. You can share unfinished and already completed work, just a little sneak peek what's actually coming up. These are quite popular content as well, and you can create them fairly fast. So you can do a selfie video, or you can just hold your mobile phone and just hover over the screen, or whatever you do, really, you can record with your phone. So that would be my first recommendations, that you create short videos behind the scene and work in progress. And it's important that you know that I mention videos here, because videos are some of the best, if not the best, type of content you can create. I think it's really important to actually give a little bit of an atmosphere to video by adding music, and of course sometimes subtitle helps in maybe if your English is not your first language, or some people don't like to have their sound on when they check their Instagram or Twitter, so it's best to prepare for these moments and add subtitles to your videos straight away, so people can actually watch it and experience it without sound on. But definitely I would recommend music. And when it comes to music, you need to be careful. You cannot just add music from your favorite band, unfortunately, because they are copyrighted. There are, however, websites where you can download royalty-free music and also videos as well. I'm going to show you a website which I tend to use. So you can go to this website and you can download the soundtrack or the video, and you can use it for free. And Facebook or YouTube won't block you, and that's the key here. You don't want to mess with copyrights. Now, make videos in different formats: portrait, landscape, and lens, to fit different platforms as well. Earlier, we of course looked at the different best practices when it comes to social media, so you need to take those into consideration. Of course, let's say Instagram would be a portrait focused platform versus YouTube, which is the landscape. So you need to somehow tailor a little bit to the platform that you are publishing to. But don't get too carried away. As I said earlier, simplicity is really important. So just start with the basic and then build up if necessary. Just focus on the main platforms and focus on the type of content that works on those platforms. Again, the other mantra that we have: keep it simple and keep it dynamic. I think it's really important. And if you have the right video, it doesn't have to be long, and you add a bit of dynamic music to it, and that's all you need really. You don't need more than that. But I'm going to give you an example what we mean by dynamic video. Use free stock videos for fillers. once we've gone through these points, I'm going to show you a website that I use. They have stunning high definition videos for fillers that you maybe you don't have the right shot, you couldn't take the right shot of the city, and then you want to download an HD video and just use that. I'm going to show you that as well, what I mean by fillers. Repurpose content to save time. You've saying that you've got quite a lot of things to do when it comes to your marketing. So what you want to do is try to repurpose content. Don't just go and create for individual platforms. Check out what platforms have commonalities and create one set of videos or content to those. So don't go into segmenting to all different platforms. Try to repurpose content. And also repurposing means not just to repurpose on 4 different platforms, also repurposing from earlier videos or images. You can reuse those as well. So try to see how you can save time to repurpose content. I did mention already music and royalty-free music. I'm going to show you a royalty-free music website which perhaps you can use. And finally, upload everything onto YouTube and add metadata. I think regardless of the orientation, I mean, whether it's portrait or landscape or whatever type of video you create, I think it's best to just upload everything onto YouTube. And that will be to your go-to place, and all your videos and all your stories are located there and stored there, and it will be quite good for your SEO as well. So let's look at the website that I use, and it's called pexels.com. And it's a beautiful, beautiful website, as you can see. And straight away, you can go in and look at, say, virtual world. You can use images from here, but if you want, there are videos here. Beautiful globe here. And if you click on it, you can actually see you can download this video, a free download. When you download these videos, you have the option to donate or share on Instagram, and of course, they in return they ask you to use the following text whenever you display this video. And this is from Pexel directly, but there will be some, maybe this one here. There you go. This is from an individual, from perhaps an artist, and if you want to download it for free, of course, credit the author, the person who created this. So here it is, and this is the website that I use. I have no affiliation to this website. I just highly recommend this because it is super useful. There are so many good content on this website. Now let me show you where I usually go to royalty-free music. So here we are. I typed in royalty-free music. And these are the results. And as you can see, I've already visited the Ben Sound website. I find it's quite good, straightforward. They don't try to scam you. You know, they display what's free and what's premium. And straight away here, you have some free music. You can here select the different types. You probably heard one of these musics earlier in my course, because I use this for background music. So I do recommend you guys go and explore and use this to upgrade your video and your viewers' experience. So here I want to show you a video that I created for an artist who I worked with. We traveled to London to do a street exhibition, and I created this video using actual footage, some stock videos as well, and of course I used a video editing tool, which is the Apple iMovie is a free tool that actually can create some stunning visuals. So let me play this to you, and it is not actually difficult to cut something like this together. It took me maybe a day. Of course, coming up with the idea and producing the whole story took us much longer, but creating the video itself was fairly fast.
In our age of advanced technology.
So now what you hope to happen after, of course, get some great engagement from the community. So as you can see, this video was uploaded on the 6th of October, and since then we had 1,000, almost 200 views and 53 likes, which is absolutely fantastic. It's a great achievement. And what you want to do with that is, of course, push it out onto Twitter and other platforms as well. You might want to reformat it, or you don't have to. You can just share the YouTube links. And then what you want to achieve, which in this case happened, is of course a sale of one of his artwork, which is the ultimate goal, of course, for every NFT artist at the end of the day. It's nice to create content, but don't forget the end goal is, of course, to sell your item on OpenSea or other NFT platforms. So let's recap what we've learned in this section, this short but quite important section. Creating engaging content is important, and it has to be about yourself. You have to talk about yourself, whatever you do, whether you create or you do exhibitions, or essentially introducing yourself, you as an artist. The other important thing that you have to think about when it comes to creating content is you need to repurpose as much as you can. You use old photos, videos, use stock images as well, and stock videos as well, and use royalty-free music as well to boost your video. And then finally, tailor content for channels and consistently share them. I think it says it all, really. We discussed this. You need to understand how people view your content on certain platforms, which we covered this earlier, and you need to tailor it according to the usage of the platform and share these consistently. You need to communicate consistently to your audience. And with that, we close this section and let's move on. Finally, we have arrived to the tools and step-by-step guide section. I boiled it down to 4 steps. I simplified the entire process for you. Because we have a mantra in marketing, and this mantra applies to you as well. Do the basics, but do them well, and do them consistently. This is not something I come up with. I learned it as a practitioner as well, which is called the Brilliant Basics. Brilliant Basics takes you far, far further than complex strategies. Let's look at them. You need a system and some tools to succeed in this game. So I boiled it down to 4 steps. Let's look at these 4 steps and what you need to do. So first step, and the number 1 step, is you need to audit yourself. You need to understand where you are in your digital journey, how mature your setup is. What I mean by that is how good your social media platforms, your YouTube, your Instagram, your Twitter, you need to assess that. You need to collect all the data, and that's your starting point. You need to record the starting point, otherwise there's nothing to refer back when you progress with your marketing. And measuring your success in marketing is always the most important thing, right? Not even the strategy, not even anything. Measuring, because if you don't measure it, you don't know how you're doing. So I recommend you to do a social media audit. I'll give you a template for that. You just need to fill it out. I'll show you in a second. That shouldn't take really more than 1 day. I mean, I've been generous with this. You can do this within a couple of hours. But in case if you're new, you don't know how to find the data to start with, dedicate a day. Just have a Saturday or Sunday or whenever you're free. Just put things aside and just do this for yourself and for your future, really. Step 2, prepare a weekly organic communication plan and optional monthly paid media and support plan and budget. preparing such a plan should take about 1 or 2 days, because you need to sort of like understand what you have at your disposal, what content you can use, and I'll show you what type of plan you can actually use to create a communication plan. And I'm going to show you as well how a monthly paid media budget looks like, a simplified version, of course. So that roughly takes 1 or 2 days. Now you have then the third one, which is you have to execute the communication strategy and update the comms plans as you go along, right? Because sometimes you create a plan, but you can't go according to plan because, say, big news come up, you sold an item, then you want to talk about that. So that's why it needs to be agile, it needs to be flexible when it comes to these plannings. It's not like set in stone, nothing's set in stone here. Everything have to be liquid, fluid, and agile. So this is an ongoing, you're looking at weekly about 48 hours, I would estimate, that you need to put aside, depending on your intensity, of course. So you can do a lot more if you want to do this full time, but perhaps as someone who's doing it part-time, or you want to do it in your spare time, then this is the commitment that I suggest you put into. And then finally, go back to measure and optimize campaign. You need to assess the success of your campaigns and optimize. What I mean by optimize here, if you are working with an influencer and you're not getting traction with that, then you need to assess that. You need to have a conversation with the influencer and try to find out why it is not helping you to progress. And it's same thing with if you work with a website or work with any other partner. You need to periodically assess that. And I would say that you put aside 1 day a month to just go through and say, okay, what worked this month or the past 30 days and what didn't, and then you change things around and you do your next monthly plan. Now, the audit is very simple. I'm going to show you a spreadsheet that I have created for you guys. And the URL is here, but I'm going to share this with you on the Udemy platform as well. I also show you how to actually collect this data, so I'm going to visit in a second. So you can do this manually, okay? But of course, you can always automate things. You can always make things faster, so you don't spend so much time on it. If you want to take it to the next level and you have time to experiment with some of the automation tools that are available to you, then perhaps you want to have a look at Hootsuite. They do offer a free account, a free version as well, or Social Breakers. There are so many others there, I can't possibly list all, but these are the well-known one. I think Hootsuite actually offers a 30 or 60 day trial as well. You just need to connect all your social media platforms and pulls all the data, and straight away you have everything. You don't need to worry about the manual setup. If you want to go down that route, I think you should do so. If you want to do manually, then I'll provide you with a free spreadsheet. Let me show you what a free tool looks like that I created. It's simple. As always, we try to keep things simple. So here is the simple social media audit template that I created for you. Should be very easy to use. Here you put a start date when you start your marketing.